Hey, Reflections. So I've been away for a while because I've been just dealing with a lot of change and a lot of emotions, actually. I've been dealing with the dark night of the soul, and it's been really difficult, and facing the shadow side of myself, which has been really, really difficult. But the good part is I've been doing it in a place where obviously I'm more relaxed and people understand me, and the reflections around me, or the projections of myself, are really supportive and loving, and that's really made this whole entire process a little bit easier. As you can see, I'm in the new filming place, and I like it. I mean, I take care of the roses. I love flowers. I love gardening, as you guys know. And it just, I don't know, when I water the plants and I kind of like spend time with the plants, and I genuinely feel for them, you know. I genuinely feel when it's a little bit too hot outside, you know. I'm thinking, man, the roses were probably thirsty, you know. Just like I have compassion for the animals, you know, when my little furry friend Adina is, you know, too thirsty, I do the same exact thing. It comes out of a loving space, you know, an unconditional loving space, and that's what I've been focusing on recently, and it's been good. It's been good. I've been really relaxed, and I've been learning so much about every single experience, and you know, I always am learning, you know. I always have ideas and things to say. But recently, I just kind of shut down, and, you know, it's really difficult trying to maneuver in this reality and being hyper aware, you know what I mean? Or aware of just the weirdness and how humans interact with one another is really funny. You know, it's all about the words, and you know, the more I go deeper within myself, within consciousness, within meditation, or you know, unconscious, you know, no thought, basically, the less you have to say, you know, but it's all within you. You know, I'm always understanding, I'm always coming to these deeper realizations, but for some reason, you know, I've been quiet, and sometimes we need that, you know, sometimes we really need that. But recently, I don't know, I felt like connecting again. I felt like I dealt with a lot of the stuff that I had to deal with. I'm still dealing with it, you know. I'm still pushing forward. I take it day to day, and yeah, it's really interesting. I've been meeting a lot of people that have been very spiritual, that I've been introduced to, and it's so funny, you know. It seems like I come into their life at the right time, you know. The other day I was with my boyfriend's mother, and we were at her office, and there was a lady that was at a meditation center that works with her, and you know, she introduced me to her, and automatically, like, I could tell she was in need of just love, you know. That's really it, like a loving, positive vibration, you know, just something loving and hopeful. And we just talked, you know, and as long as you're assisting and helping, you know, in any way possible to your fellow humans, animals, plants, you know. That's what I'm realizing. As long as you're doing that, you're doing what you're here to do, you know, because that's really why we are here, is to love one another and help one another. So as much as I understand that, you know, I can't always be to myself, there's a time and a place for it. And I really felt at that moment of meeting that lady that, you know, that was what I was there for at that moment in time. That's all I was there for. And it was this deep exchange of energy. And, you know, she, you know, when you're a starseed, when people just word vomit their whole entire life at you and all of their issues and all of their struggles, and they do it because they realize that you're coming from a non-judgmental place. And so many people are coming from that judgmental place that, you know, that's what is the separation. You know, that's it, of not understanding that other people are like you, you know, because they are you. There are other souls out there that are just like you and ready to connect and ready to exchange and ready to share and love on a very deep level. And yeah, it was an endogenous DMT release right then and there. I felt like I was on acid. I was like, wow, all right, this is what, you know, this is what we're here for, and this is what I'm doing. And she asked me all these questions and I was just, you know, sharing. And she asked me, how do I stay calm when I'm feeling angry? And number one, to be honest, it's really good to have a significant other or someone, anyone, a friend, you know, a family member, a brother, sister, a mother, whoever you feel comfortable with, that understands the nature of this consciousness software that we are all reflections of one another, and not to inflame the situation and not to give off more anger, but to come in love. And yeah, that really helps. I would be lying if I said that I was always happy and always in a good mood, or, you know, but I'm always aware of my thoughts as they're coming, even the negative ones, and sometimes I do act on them. And that's when it's good to have somebody, you know, show you or reflect your, you know, your own self and what you're projecting and how you're making others feel. That's always been helpful to me. But yeah, always having somebody that knows that, or deep within yourself, always coming to that realization that it's all me, you know, it's all me, man. So why would I want to hurt me? Which is something that I've been dealing with and struggling with, and that's something that I've been meditating on. Why would I want to hurt me? You know, because that seems to be something that as a collective we are all doing, you know, hurting ourselves and hurting each other, which is essentially hurting ourselves. You know, I've been coming to so many realizations of the insanity, which is this reality. And another thing that she had asked, or, you know, commented on, was the craziness of the world, which again, you know, many people have been commenting on this as well. And I find that just like in my world and in my observation of my immediate reality, that everything is reflective. You know, everybody within me, whether it's my significant other, my boyfriend's mother, the people around myself, everything is just a complete mirror. And it just seems like we're soul groups, that are grouped together with essentially the same issues. And if you break it down, if you break, humanity down, we all have the same issues, essentially. Nobody is really different, if you think about it and you realize that at the end of the day, we all have a fear of being unloved, and we all love to love, and we all have issues, and a lot of the issues are very similar, very, very similar. And I noticed that. I noticed that a lot of these issues that we have are different programs that we've been running for so long, and they're very self-destructive. I realize that the people around me that do not meditate are the ones having the harder time. Recently I have been meditating pretty much, not as much as I usually do, but at least 4 times a week. So that does help with observing the reality within me, around me, and really learning from other people's mistakes. This can also help you learn from your own mistakes. I've been very lucky because ever since I was a child, I was able to learn from other people's mistakes, which really helped me save a lot of headache. But at the same time, it's been very difficult because of other people's mistakes. I've been very hesitant to do some certain things, and I recognize that, and I recognize that I can't stop, myself and my life and living because of the examples I had before me and the observations that I had as a child. That's been very difficult for me to change. And I find it's a lot of change that's been happening, along with the new life, new circumstances, new family, new everything, comes a new state of mind and a new way of living, which I've been preparing myself and training myself, but I was never able to really interact because I was very isolated before. Now I'm not that isolated, so it's been good. It's been forcing change, really, and that's important because sometimes we all need a little nudge. Everybody is very, especially myself, I'm addicted to everything being the same, but that's not how things are. Especially in the past few months, it's really shown me how, transient everything is, and how I need to go with the flow and not be stuck in my old patterns, which I've been trying again to do. So yeah, let's see. What else did I want to talk about? I've been also realizing that, the moment that we think that we stop evolving is when we truly stop the growth. I've seen that. And also, another thing I wanted to talk about was I've been introduced to a lot of people that were in these meditation retreats, following these gurus and yogis, and it keeps on, being a reoccurring theme that all of these people are in these cults. And I wanted to talk about this as well because this is really, really important. I almost wish I had brought a glass of water with me because I just have so much to say and my mouth is getting dry. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about this. It doesn't matter who it is, whichever guru, whichever yogi, whatever meditation master it is. If anyone is saying that they have the keys to consciousness, be wary, because then they might want to put themselves as the center of your life. And when someone is the center, or something or anything is the center of your devotion, it's something to be very careful of and weary of, because they're usually, when somebody equates themselves to God and they are the only way, then that is ego, really. And I myself have dealt with that. I've talked about that extensively on this channel. And so I don't really buy into these self-proclaimed gods or masters that know everything. But I do go within and I tell everybody that the key is within you. Nobody's going to tell you truth, because truth is subjective. It's individual. It's your story. It's my story. It's their story. And somebody else's truth, might not be yours. And a lot of the time I see that these cults usually require money, somebody that is of truth will never require money, because again, money is ego, slavery. It's of this earth. It has no spiritual value, and that's when you realize, oh, okay, yeah, I never knew or never thought that my ideas of that would change. But we're coming to a time where all of the illusions are just falling away, and anything that you put your attention on and you observe, you see the whole entire story for what it is. And I think that's why a lot of people are turning their back on the mainstream, because it's so transparent. It's just so transparent. Yeah, so I've just been relaxing and being in meditation, catching myself, because, and that's another thing somebody had asked me, does the negative stuff ever go away? I don't think so, because it hasn't already, and I've had amazing experiences that I can't even describe. I do know within my heart that non-reaction, which is a lot easier to say than do, is the best way. Love and understanding is the best way, and I realize the actions of my consequences. So even when I am thinking chaotic, horrible thoughts, I'm observing them. I'm observing them, and that really, really, really has helped me. But do they ever go away? No. It's always free will. You don't have any control over what happens to you or the things, that you're put through. But you do have control over how you react and what type of person you become. A lot of shit's gonna happen to you, and it's up to you to either learn from it and become strength and become your own strength, really, because nobody else is going to. Nobody else is going to make anything happen. And that's not just how we should approach our material life, but our spiritual life as well, I feel, because if we do not do this, if we put our spirituality in someone else's hands and give that authority, then we ourselves are not taking responsibility for our own divinity, really. And that is something that can become dangerous. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say today. Anyway, reflections. I really missed being open and connecting, and thank you for everybody that's been reaching out to me. And you know, I go down my list of subscribers, and I'm just so thankful that they're all such, you know, open people, open and understanding, and they come from all walks of life. And that says something about unity, and that says something about what's going on here. You know, and that we're all coming together. Anyway, reflections, I hope you're having an awesome, awesome, awesome day. Hey reflections, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos.